Halito and welcome back everybody. This is CT over the NYC Indian, and today we're going to be reviewing 90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days, Bad Romance. This is going to be brought to you from an urban Native American Indian perspective, a mixed perspective, and a secular perspective. So let's dive right on in. So we start off the episode with Geno and Jasmine, and honey, she is in the midst of giving him the longest ass dragging probably ever to happen on the Panamanian Isthmus, okay? He sends text messages to his ex-girlfriend, including nude photos of Jasmine. I mean, like, what is the matter with you? Especially knowing what kind of temper this girl has. And then he has the nerve to do it while his little sleeping dragon is right next to him. Oh, you definitely lost some marbles. What is the matter with you? Of course she was going off on him, and he's denying it the whole time. And then finally he admits it. Oh, I just wanted to make her jealous or whatever. But, we already knew Geno, like, he was kind of like a simple guy or whatever, but, probably not thinking too clearly in some departments. But this is like official. You already knew what kind of girl you had. You already knew it. You already knew it. And no matter how sexy she likes to dress or whatever, that still doesn't give you the right to send nude photos of her. I don't know what he was thinking. So now it's time for Mike and Ximena to have their going away dinner for Mike, and the whole family is there. Everybody's dressed up, and it's going to be a going away dinner, but you're not fooling me. The family is hoping and wishing for a proposal, okay? So they get there, and Mike does plan on proposing to Ximena, and then but he asked her first, like, do you notice the changes I've been making? And she's like, yeah, I do, and everything. And next thing you know, here comes the cake with "Will you marry me" on it, and her face looks like, oh God. So we have Ben, and I have no idea what the hell this guy is doing other than staying in hotels and professing his undying love to random cab drivers about a woman that he's never even met, who won't even acknowledge his human presence while he's there in her country. I mean, the guy is absolutely entitled to think that he just has a right to get to see her, even though she's expressed that she wants him to not do so. I am so done with this storyline. If they don't show me some people soon, I'm just completely done with this. I'm sick of the phantom storylines, and is she there, is she not there? It's too fillerish for me, you know what I mean? Give us some other episode or some other couple or something like that. This is like getting ridiculous. Enough already. Come on, bring her on, or just tell us that he got catfish. Hamza in Memphis. Well, they wake up because they've been staying in the hotel, because she had to go get her paperwork at the embassy. And she wakes up, she's really happy because apparently, I guess the performance was a little bit better than the last time, not as fast. And she's grinning and she's feeling good in there in the car, and they're on the way to go get the paperwork. And she notices that Hamza seems a little bit, kind of down or whatever. And he wants to prove to her that he's responsible. But, this is just an age difference, a stage difference. And I'm just not really sure how this is going to work out. So later on, she has to have the sit down with him, the difficult sit down with him, and that is that she wants him to sign a prenuptial agreement. And Hamza, again, like a 17-year-old boy who's been living at home, he has no idea what the hell she's even talking about. I don't even know if they have that. Do they have prenups in Tunisia? I mean, this is where I like to get, the cultural context. If we have any Tunisian viewers, or, anyone who's lived in Tunisia, has family there, leave your comments below about, how that works, if you know anything about that, because he just seemed completely dumbfounded. And you don't have to be from Tunisia to be shocked when someone presents a prenup to you. But considering everything that she's gone through, she doesn't want to ever have to go back to she came out of a foster care system, for crying out loud. So she's really trying to protect what she has, especially for her and her children. So it's perfectly understandable. But I think that the problem was that it was the timing, the way that she waited. You don't wait to talk about something that serious, I think, till right before you're going to do the paperwork. I think that has to be introduced, because she has to take in consideration that he sure as hell doesn't even know what a prenup is. Therefore, she would have to kind of get him used to the idea to even introduce that to him, first of all, because when that's coming off, like you have no experience with something like that, and all of a sudden someone presents something like that to you, and you're kind of more in the innocent, I'm not saying he's completely innocent, but I mean, well, you live with your family, and he hasn't really left the bird's nest yet. So, I mean, for someone like him, I think to hear something like, hey, I want you to sign these papers to make sure you don't rip me off or something like that, if we decide to divorce, I think that is just so much information for him. I think it's very overwhelming. And again, culturally, I don't even know if that's something that they do over there. So maybe that might be an extra layer of, completely being shocked. I have no idea. Yeah, I just think that should have been discussed before. Because the look on his face, he seemed to be really let down. The look on his face was like, why she keep bringing me this and this and that? But because he's not a fully grown man yet, so he doesn't really understand how the world works to begin with, let alone, as she's asking him questions about the planning for the wedding and has he been checking places? Does he have any savings? The answer is no, 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 no to everything, which means you are going to be completely and solely responsible for him, and more way beyond financial when he gets to the States, because he's going to have a huge cultural shock, right? He's coming to America where things are very different. It's very diverse here. It's going to be totally different. Maybe it's a little bit more faster pace. Well, maybe, but she's in, I think, Grand Rapids. So Grand Rapids is not really, super fast pace. I mean, most Michigan towns aren't, but it might be more than his city. I don't know. But there's just a lot of things that he's going to have to be getting acclimated to, and it's going to be kind of like raising a kid a little bit. So I'm like, oh, Memphis, you probably should have thought about this a little bit more before. She's a mom. She's, she has her own patience. She is so at a different level than he is, that it is going to require a lot of her to help him even just learn basic American life, and that'll be challenging. It can be done, but it's going to be very challenging. And with the age difference and stage difference, oh my gosh, I'm just not so sure. But he's really crushed right now because he just doesn't understand, basically. So now we're back with Mike and Ximena, and Ximena does accept Mike's proposal. It's a tear-filled occasion. Everybody's very happy, and her dad is like, that's right, you get that gringo, honey, and you go to America if it kills you. Let me tell you, Papa is not fooling me, okay? He wants that girl to have a better life. He wants a stable father for those children, and he does not have to have to worry about somebody coming and shooting up his house in the middle of the night, okay? So Ximena, he's like, Ximena, you better you better get in line, girl. No, but he is definitely happy. Come on, let's, her past with men has not been so great, so they seem to be pretty joyful. But Ximena, on the other hand, does not quite seem to be as excited. But we'll see what happens with these two if she makes it to the States. We're back with Ben, and he finally gets his text message, and tells her to meet him at some restaurant or whatever. And of course, in the text message, there was no hello, how you doing? Oh my God, I can't believe you're in Peru. I lost my phone. I forgot to charge it. I've just now seen your message. Nothing like that. Just, the fact that, the place that you wanted me to meet you at was too far away. Okay, he accepts that because he's just so happy that she's finally responded to him. So then he tells her to meet him at a restaurant. And he's just sitting there and waiting, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. There's only so much water you can drink before I guess they'll kick you out. So, we end the episode with him not seeing this woman again. Okay, so all right. So now we finish off with Geno and Jasmine, and let me tell you something. She is cursing him up and down, takes that toothbrush, throws it out the door, and then she goes, you know what? I found out, I got these text messages. I found out about you and your sugar babies spending $200 to $250 for dates with women. I mean, it was like, okay, so the small town guy, you know, we thought kind of simple guy, we come to find out he's a small time trick, basically, okay? This video is not for kids, all right? He pays for it, all right? And he finally admitted that later on, and you know, oh, that's not the kind of relationship I want to have in the future, yada, 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 yada. But it's too late, because she is plotting her vendetta right now. She's plotting it, allegedly. So let's come back next week and let's see if his head is still connected to his shoulders, if she doesn't kill him. But anyway, listen, you guys stay safe. Thank you so much for watching. It's been fun. Take care and chipisa lacho.